your first time, all right? So thumbs up for you. Thank you. I just read your comment. Beautiful. Please help me share the live. Help me hit the like button. Help me hit the subscribe button. Let's dive into the day. All right. Beautiful. So, even if you are a newbie, the first thing that I want you to look out for, right? I've always said this. I always say it to even my trading community. Ask yourself this question, even if you don't know anything. Ask yourself this question, right? What is the state of the market? Now, when I mean the state of the market, I am not talking about your state and capital. If you look at the chart, right? If you look at the chart in front of you, there is a kind of behavior the chart is showing to you, is displaying to you. For example, you can see how the chart is moving from a particular point, moving down, move up, move down, move up, move down, move up. These are all the behaviors of the buyers and the sellers. All the red candles or the red bars and the green bar you see display on the screen are the receipt, what happened in the trading section of the day between the buyers and sellers of the BTC USD. So in a situation where you see the behavior of the market moving down, it tells you that the sellers, regardless of the presence of the buyers, were much more active in the market. So the question you want to ask yourself is, what is the state of the market? Now, let me break it down for you. Should I move on? Let's go. Now, you do not know anything about the forex market, and now ask yourself this question, my friend. Ask yourself this question. When you find the market, I'm going to show you the three states of the market that the market displays most of the time, right? My time, I did my own work as a trader in the financial market to find out what's going on in the market. So you yourself coming into the industry, you have an obligation to understand what is going on. The same way it happened to me. The first time, I never understood what was going on. I see some bars going down, see some bars going up. I never understood. But as I became, consistent in my learning process, and I'm still a student also. I remember Adaise Duncan. She will tell you every time she comes to teach us, I'm a student and I'm a student always, right? That mindset got me to believe that knowledge is progressive. We keep learning. No matter how much you know, you keep learning, right? I'm going to show you couples of my little mistakes if I have the time to do that, and what I have learned from my mistake. Who is just seeing this chart for the first time and wants to enjoy trading the financial market. So when I show you how to understand, job is to look at the chart. Okay, now this is my chart. What can I say is the behavior between buyers and sellers? So for example, look at this. For example, you can see, for example, right, a particular display of the movement of price from one point to another came down a little bit. This whole movement, we can tell that this looks like an uptrend, ranging market and a disrupting market. All right. So you ask yourself, if I understand this, I trade the market. So I like to keep it very simple. For the disrupting state of the market, I tell my students, avoid a disrupting state of the market, because The disrupting state of the market tends to violate break of structure. The time you're expecting the market to go higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, the market tend to violate that structure to give you a higher high, higher low, higher high, low, lower high. Just it keeps on violating. I tell my students, stay away from a disrupting state of the market. Make the ranging market your best friend. And the ranging market looks like this. Let me help somebody. The ranging market looks like this, where you observe the market moving in a sideways, just like this. The market moving in a sideways. You see both buyers and sellers agreeing on the particular price, trying to determine if the buyer is going to move up or the seller is going to take charge to move down. So what you do, bring out your trend lines and mark that area where you can observe the market moving in a particular range, in a particular. And we like to keep it very simple in our community. Wait for the breakout. The breakout could either happen below. Now, when it happens below, I tell my people, don't jump into the trade. Don't jump. Don't jump into the trade. Wait for the captain of the train to stop for you. Then you enter, you join. Because if you jump into the train, you could get bruises all over your body, right? That's the way I try to tell a story from the chat. When you jump into the train, for example, you can see this train moving this way, right? And somebody saying, "Oh, the train is moving, it's moving, it's moving. Let's dive into it. Let's jump into it." Then all of a sudden they jump into it, and suddenly the market or the train reverses or pull back. At that point, the person's capital may not be able to hold on to take that trader or that passenger to the next junction, to the next destination. So you wait for the pullback. It's called the discount. It's called the discount. That's how we keep it very simple. You know why? If you do not wait for this discount, if you do not wait for the pullback, there is a possibility, of course, for the market to move down. If you find the market pressing, pushing, you find the captain of the train moving this way, and you had the opportunity to join, but you don't join because you wanted a discount, you wanted a deal, you wanted the train to stop for you so that you can enter. If you do not find any of this, relax. Allow the train go. There's always 1,000 train to pick you up. That's the way I wanted to see the chart, right? Allow the train go. Don't worry. Don't bother about the one that has left you, right? So why do we wait for a pullback? We wait for a pullback because as a trader that you are, think about it. You are either trying to buy or trying to sell. So you need a deal from each or any of the party involved. When I mean party, I'm not talking about your political party. I'm talking about the buyers and the sellers, right? So as a trader, you want to sell the market. You need a deal from the buyer. Does that make sense? Good. You want to sell the market. You want to sell the market as a trader. You want to sell the market, right? You just confirm that you want to move the market. You want to sell the market below. The market broke out from the range. You want to sell the market. Now, as a trader that you are, you want to sell the deal from the buyer. Does that make sense? You need a deal from the buyer. You need the presence of the buyers to tell you, and you sell it to them. Does that make sense? So when the presence of the buyers come into play, we do not wanted. we don't want the buyers to be overexcited in the sense that you see the buyers the very spot where the sellers broke out from, took charge of the market to break out from. We don't want something like this, right? Because if this eventually happens, we can confirm that this could be a fake out and not a breakout. We want a breakout, a retest, or let me put it this way, we want to break out, a retest around the breakout zone, then we sell. That's what I'm saying. You are able to identify the who is in charge of the market. The sellers could be in charge moving down. You want the presence of the buyers. You want the captain of the train to come to you. That is the pullback around the level it broke out from. Then you enter. We do not jump into the train. We enter. All right. Does that make sense? That does not tell you whatever I'm saying to you does not mean or does not violate every other trading concept. They're confused. The ICT concept, the smart money concept, the market mechanics, they are confused. They try to still confuse these guys. So what I'm trying to say is you can adopt this simple way to look at the chart. When I open my chart, what is the state of the market? Who is in charge of the market? If I find out these two things, then I can now know or determine of who is in charge of the market. Then I come in by seeking for a deal. The deal is the discount, is the pullback. Do not wait for the deal. The market could probably leave you and go on. Don't worry about that. You missed that one. Wait for the pullback, right? And we do not want to see the pullback contending in this case, because if that happens, then we can call this a fake out. Good morning. Thank you. We call this a fake out. Does that make sense? Beautiful. So we want a breakout and a pullback. So let's say for out from this level, we want a deal from the sellers before we buy more. Does that make sense? Before we go high. Sense. Good. So at this point is where we confirm to enter, because the price at which we originally saw probably high for us. We want a deal. When we get the deal, then we enter and we drive along. Does that make sense? The most simplest way to read the chart and trade the financial market, right? Where you just understand the presence of the buyers and the sellers, and you just wait for the deal, and that's it. That's it. All right. So let's dive into the chart and let's see something that let's see something. What I really want you to, I really want you to look at the chart, right? Just hold on. Please hit the like button, help me subscribe, and help me share the live, right? Beautiful. So BTC USD, we've just confirmed that who is in charge of the market. See. One thing you need to understand is you probably are a sync trader. So whatever I'm saying may not really kind of make sense to you. So I am talking to those who are new, are intermediate, those who are advanced, but they want to keep it very simple, right? So you can see the chart. If I swipe through the chart, you can see many data, many transactions of buyers and sellers. So we want to just focus on the core move. So as at this very chart, we can observe that the current move began from this junction. So therefore, we can say that the buyers, I'm not talking about all of this, forget about this, just forget about it, right? And see the gain from the buyer. So now we find who is in charge. The buyers are in charge. Now, what do you look out for? A deal to join the train. So let's take, for example, the market move this way. Then you can join this market to go for a long, right? But you missed that. You see the market giving you a higher high, telling you, I want to go higher than what I just made right now. I want to go higher. So you don't just jump into it. You wait for the deal. Like you can see the deal, right? Then you join. You enter. Then you see what the market did, went higher. And now we are at the state of the market where we keep recognizing the higher high, higher low, higher low in an ascending order that looks like a range, right? So what we are looking at for is a breakout from this ascending pattern on our screen. When we find the breakout above or below, you know what to do, right? You wait for the pullback, you seek for the deal, you strike, you enter the trend. Let's dive into the Euro USD quickly, guys. Let's go to the Euro USD quickly. Does that make sense? Good. Let's dive into Euro USD quickly. Let's look at my beautiful, my beautiful Euro USD. All right. Questions. If you have questions, just let me know. Okay. Questions. I'll be super excited to help out. Right.